Well, obviously, there's always going to be some types of showcase leaks and things like that. And Microsoft has a lot of studios and games and things like that. Even if you're a little bit off put by the idea that the Xbox first party stuff will eventually come elsewhere, it's still, if you're an Xbox owner, it's still going to 100% come to Xbox. And, at the same time, I feel like that could be something that is very helpful to them going forward. Things change in the world, and we see lots of different instances where Microsoft has gone out of their way to, do things that are a little bit troubling. But, at the same time, I think all of us can get behind the idea of game announcements, and that's exactly what's going on with Microsoft, and some of their stuff, it looks like, is essentially leaking out. Now, a lot of this stuff, you'll be seeing an interesting sort of take here, because a lot of this stuff is very much a situation where it's common sense, right? Now, the one game that I would absolutely love to get more information on, because it's been so long, would be like Perfect Dark. But at the same time, that seems to be conspicuously absent from any of these lists and things like that. So Microsoft is going to be using a heavy bunch of nostalgia to kind of bring back those feelings of the Xbox 360 era, and I think that could work in their favor. Now, this is one of the things that realistically they have going for them that Sony doesn't, which is they can do stuff, and I mentioned this in a video before, is not only can they announce, the new Call of Duty, which could definitely be out before that particular point, but they could do like a showcase like how they used to do in the 360 era. If you remember it back in the 360 days, they'd either close or begin with a Call of Duty campaign snippet, and it was always just a really cool thing to see. There's rumors swirling that we might get some kind of Halo announcement. That's something that I feel like a lot of people are going to be excited about. Listen, Halo, Xbox, Halo. This isn't news. When Halo was at its best, they've got Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, Halo 4, all within a 5-year period, right? And now, over the last, almost 10 years, we've realistically only gotten the 2 Halo games. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit disappointing. It's a big franchise. There should have been Halo spin-offs. There should have been, all kinds of different things that they've done there. So the new Gears of War game announced should be something big as well. Supposedly we're going to be getting more on Avowed, including a release date, as well as Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Hopefully we get to see a lot more on those. I am very much interested in both of these games, because it does feel like Microsoft is going in the right direction with these games. So that sounds epically cool in terms of what they're going to be doing. I think, having Black Ops back could potentially help out as well. When you think about it, Xbox has always done well with kind of being associated with Call of Duty. Is this going to do that again? I don't think Call of Duty fans are getting anything special specifically by, having the game on Xbox or advertising the game on Xbox, but to me, it says a lot about what they plan on offering, in terms of trying to catch that nostalgia or whatever. The game is supposedly open world missions like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, but has some linear spots as well. Again, they have a lot to show. They have a lot to talk about. State of Decay 3 is supposedly going to be there, which I feel like is a very smart thing to do, because that is a great game. And not only is that a great game, but at the end of the day, I feel like Microsoft can push these things and do things that Sony realistically can't. And the other thing is the backwards compatibility thing, right? So if we look at the games that are backwards compatible, in terms of Call of Duty, and there's other games that can come, by the way, through backwards compatibility that Activision owns. So Call of Duty 2, 3, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Ghosts. These games are all available through Modern Warfare 2 through the backwards compatibility program, and that is a lot of games. And the thing is when Microsoft started, this whole idea of buying Activision, they fixed the whole thing that was kind of an issue with the servers and things like that, and not being able to get in games. So they were doing that in preparation for this. So earlier, obviously, Microsoft confirmed that it was planning to release more Activision Blizzard games on Game Pass. When the time comes, it's going to be interesting to see how Microsoft will go about announcing these games in their subscription service. If Call of Duty games are announced for Game Pass at the Summer Showcase, perhaps they will be a shadow drop there. Microsoft is no stranger to shadow drops. After all, in the past, they released significant portion of Bethesda's backlog catalog of games in the Game Pass during an Xbox Bethesda Roundtable livestream. If something similar happens with Activision, it wouldn't be all that surprising. Whether Xbox fans will finally be able to play some of the best Call of Duty games on Game Pass only a few months from now remains to be seen. Either way, exciting times are ahead for gamers, whether you're a Call of Duty fan or not, because, even though it's not technically E3, it is the Xbox Bethesda Showcase, so we do have that going for us, and I feel like Microsoft knows what they're doing, at least with that aspect of it. So I'm very hopeful to see, some of these games. And people go, oh, well, if they, if there's going to be a bump in Game Pass or Xbox sales, this is it, in my opinion, right? Like, this is the when you're going to see that. So honestly, I would love to see something like that happen. Anything that helps Microsoft, be a little bit more competitive in the gaming space, I think would be fantastic. One of the things is that people have a lot of nostalgia for these older games, and most people got rid of them, right? So the interesting part is, in the top 10 on the NPD for Xbox, number 10 was Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So the reason was because that was on sale, and people were buying it digitally and things like that. So the fact that many people were buying the game digitally, I think, speaks a ton about what's going on, and people's hunger for the Call of Duty games, especially the older games. Like, I can't get anybody to touch the newer games with me, but the older games definitely are something that I bet I can get people to kind of look into. So we're at the point where we would be 2 months away exactly from their showcase, and I'm looking forward to it. Supposedly Sony's going to do something in May. I would love to see them do something there as well. I have nothing against Sony. I just want to see people kind of have some new game announcements. Like with Microsoft, you have like the Gears of War stuff. Supposedly we're going to get some updates on State of Decay 3 and Contraband and things like that. So again, we'll see what happens, and we'll see how Microsoft kind of tackles this stuff. But I'm excited. I'm sure a lot of you are as well. Let me know what you think. How do you guys how do you guys feel about this stuff? So thanks so much for watching. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.